The U.S. is on high alert over the possibility of sleeper terror cells being activated following America's strikes against Iran. Federal agents busting two people at a Los Angeles home allegedly linked to an Iranian human smuggling hub on Friday. CBP says it's tied to national security threats. 7 Iranian nationals, including some on the FBI terror watch list, were arrested at that same house earlier last week. Multiple federal sources confirming to Fox News that ICE has already nabbed 130 Iranian nationals who were here illegally in just the past 7 days, while 670 Iranians are currently being detained by ICE. One of the Iranians arrested is a known or suspected terrorist, another, a former Revolutionary Guard fighter with ties to Hezbollah, and a third, allegedly a former sniper who was busted with his Iranian army ID card. Unfortunately, we do not know much about most of them, and Border Czar Tom Homan does not think Iran will give us any information.
This is the biggest national security issue this country has ever faced. Do you think Iran would give us any information about their national security issues or what the past or records of these people are? Iran's not going to give us that information. That scares me more than anything.
Molly, and it frightens me too, especially as a parent, because you are caught wondering, is any place safe for my kids in America following 4 years of Joe Biden opening the door to these people and then doing nothing to arrest them once we had them under our roof?
Yeah, I think the most disconcerting thing is that they don't, when you say sleeper cells being activated, they don't have to get a call to be activated. They can activate themselves, you know, and that's the big concern as we have this ceasefire that's in place, is whether or not it holds. You know, do the Houthis hold? Do any other proxies tied to Iran hold? And then, in addition to this, we have people that can theoretically act on their own or merely out of inspiration all across America, which we've seen. This is something the FBI has expressed concern about. That's where the see something, say something comes in. But also, there's a global threat. And there are entities all across Europe that are also concerned. In May, there were 5 Iranian men arrested in the UK related to a terror plot. They were concerned, UK authorities were concerned about a plot to attack a high-profile location there in London. So this is something that not only America is dealing with, but really the entire European and the Western world. So
it's very concerning. Madison, Tom Homan loves to manage expectations. If you know him, you know he kind of tells it like it is. But there is a managing of expectations there. Are you hopeful that despite that trying to manage expectations, the Trump administration knows really where the worst of the worst are and they are actively going to get all of them?
Oh, I mean, if the ones that we know of, I have full confidence that Homan and the Trump administration will go after them. So I think Americans have greater confidence in our border security. And it's clear, border crossings were like zero on
literally
certain
zero,
days.
right.
But I was there 2 years ago reporting at the border, and you saw the massive amounts of people coming across. But the bigger concerns are the 2 million gotaways, which frankly might actually be even higher than that number. So the idea that you can cross into the U.S., meet with an agent, claim asylum, and then be welcomed into our country with a court date 10 years down the road, you might get some bad actors there. But there's a way in illegally, essentially. So what is up with the folks, those 2 million gotaways that do not want to turn themselves over at a time where essentially our doors were wide open and millions of people came in? The 2 million that came in and still snuck in, those are the ones that are absolutely terrifying, and we don't necessarily know where those folks are because the Biden administration made it their job to not track them. That's what worries me. I know that the ones that Homan and Trump are aware of, not so much. The 2 million, that does.
I will say those folks at ICE, I've gone on raids with them. They know how to do their job, and they know how to find people that are not easily found. But that said, 2 million is a huge number. Despite all that, while the Iranian threat continues to grow worldwide, actors are talking again. Yay, we all wanted to know what they had to say, specifically John Cusack. He thinks the rogue nation of Iran deserves to have weapons of mass destruction, posting on X that Iran should get a nuclear bomb so it can deter the U.S. and Israel in the Middle East. It's not just Hollywood where this type of dangerous rhetoric is being thrown around. Failed TV host Joy Reid also rushing to Iran's defense. Watch.
If they had nuclear weapons, Israel would not attack them. The reason they're trying to get nuked is because an expansionist power in their region keeps threatening them and actually bomb them.
David, do they, specifically John Cusack with that thing, hey, well, I want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Do they not understand that the reason Trump did this is to ultimately protect the eastern seaboard from being destroyed by Iran with a nuke?
Whether John Cusack understands it, knows it, or is just seeking attention, I don't know. People like him need to be relegated to the ash heap of history when it comes to that kind of thought. They have none. Joy Reid is more dangerous in many ways because while she's a failed host and failed shows, audiences that don't exist, she still reaches a small core of committed people. And it also shows her ignorance because if Iran got a nuclear weapon, Saudi Arabia has already said they would purchase nuclear weapons. We'd look at the other nations that would run. We'd have a Middle East nuclear arms race. And the big issue here is not necessarily delivery of a weapon on an ICBM, it's proliferation. From 1998 with A.Q. Khan to where we are today, from Pakistan forward, you have seen this, North Korea included, they have 50 plus now that we've estimated, this proliferation. And can you imagine Iran and their networks into Latin America, Europe, and other areas putting nuclear material out through their various networks?
It goes beyond these two, I would just add, before we move on. A lot of people on social media have all of a sudden become Middle East policy experts, one of the most difficult regions for the experts to actually understand. So take what all these celebrities say with a grain of salt. Meantime, we do have a Fox News alert now. There is an active shooter situation developing in Idaho. As you look at your screen right now, multiple firefighters have been ambushed and shot while responding to a brush fire in the city of Coeur d'Alene. Reports say multiple people have been injured. Police are asking people to avoid this area, and a press conference is scheduled for later this hour. We will bring you any new updates as we get them.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.